Cornered, a short play for the stage by Charlotte Denton. Scene 1. Mediocre restaurant, evening. Frank, 50s, bookish, sits upright anxiously and divides his attention between the menu and watching the front door. He is dressed casually. There is an unopened bottle of wine with 2 glasses. He spots a woman walking quickly across the road towards the restaurant. When she enters, he cautiously raises his hand and awaits an acknowledgement. Helen, late 40s, dishevelled though dressed to impress, and wearing a zipped-up long coat, waves back and approaches the table. She is out of breath and a little frayed.
Helen, goodness, is everything all right?
Oh, God, fine, all fine. Well, no, no, it isn't. I've made a bit of a mess.
Where? Your hair?
No, not my hair.
Obviously not. I was about to compliment it.
No, I thought I had time for a quick shiraz at the old bell before I met you. I wanted to make a night of it, but then I spilled the fucking thing down me, and I've been in their toilet for half an hour trying to get it out. Look!
Helen opens her coat to reveal a huge red stain down her dress. She sits down quickly, tucking herself into the table as much as possible to hide the stain.
Oh dear.
Oh, can you believe it?
A disaster for you.
It's just typical.
She puts her head in her hands. Frank looks on helplessly.
Can you pretend it isn't there?
Pardon? I can't quite hear you.
Helen throws her head back in exasperation and lets out a huge sigh. She then sits upright and faces Frank.
I said, can you pretend it isn't there so that we can enjoy the evening?
Yes, of course. Here, let's have a drink. I ordered the house white, but they left it unopened. If you prefer red, they'll swap it for us.
Oh, that is kind.
Yes, they're very good here.
No, I meant you. You could have opened it and glugged it yourself by now. Thought the dizzy cow turned up late.
Helen snatches the bottle, wrenches it open and pours herself a large glass before placing it back on the table. She begins to gulp her drink. Frank picks up the bottle and pours himself a modest amount and takes a sip.
Have you been here before?
Well, when you first mentioned the place, I thought I had, but I definitely haven't. And I wouldn't again. Oh, I can't believe I'm having dinner with someone again like this. On a date, I mean.
Eek. I did not know it was a date, milady. Methinks I've dropped a bollock.
It's really nice. It's what I'm saying. I mean, I feel very good about it.
Helen tops up her glass.
Oh, I've been thinking we should meet for a while now.
Oh, right.
Well, yeah, well, they're getting on so well. I think it's serious.
I agree.
Scott's had a few girlfriends, but nothing like this. Never staying over regularly.
That's where they are tonight, is it?
Oh, don't worry, I've locked them in. I don't want their sort of mischief spilling into the streets, do we?
I'm not privy to their mischief. Laura would never tell me.
Scott will always tell me. Yes, I'll give him that. He isn't secretive in the slightest. I almost told them we were meeting, actually. I was tempted, just to see the look on their faces.
Ah, well, I'm glad you didn't.
Are you frightened of her?
I just don't want to rock the boat, for all our sakes.
You rock that boat, Frank. Don't mind me, I couldn't care less if it capsized.
Helen pours herself another wine.
Oh, garçon! You there? Hating your life by a bar? Another bottle of house white, please.
House white?
Well, that's what I said.
You called it a white house.
Oh, my apologies. They'll know what I mean, Frank. Jesus. Look, they're not going to rock up with the President of the United States of America's front door key.
Scene 2. Later the same evening during the main course.
And it's really the bureaucracy that's been undermining the system. I can't tell you the number of times my department's core objectives have been hampered by the sheer volume of extra administration, most of which is generated by procedures that were implemented to reduce all the administration. I mean, I'm finding myself at meetings about potential meetings anywhere from 8 a.m. onwards, and they can be as sporadic as they are routine. By the end of the day, you've achieved nothing but steps. Frank, sir, you're boring yourself here. Old chap.
Not just yourself.
That's hospital management for you. We do have a sense of humour, I promise. To the bleak and surreal. That's our jam. We really come into our own with things like depression and debt, asphyxia. That's a joke.
Laura told me you were boring.
Uh,
But I mean, that was radically underselling it. When you talk, it feels as though I'm choking to death in a swamp. But I welcome it because of the alternative. Why do you eat as though you're experiencing technical difficulties?
I'm just enjoying my food.
I enjoyed my food in 10 minutes.
But did you pick up the star anise? Is it just my job that bores Laura?
I don't know if it's specific to your job. I doubt it. Do you talk a lot about your job?
I never talk about my job.
Well, I see why she enjoys our house so much. Ugh. If I can be honest with you, Frank, was really hoping to be attracted to you tonight.
Oh.
I put every ounce of what positive thinking I had left into it. But alas, no. I feel nothing but acute disdain. God fuck my wretched humdrum pokey life!
I'm sorry you're so disappointed.
I just wanted a spark. To feel. I fantasized about it. An instant attraction smacking us both in our good little faces. I hope we'd be hip deep in each other by now, just like they are. I thought, ah-ha-ha! This is what it's all been for, Helen, don't you see? You had to fall in love and behave appallingly so that you could fall in love and behave far worse.
When you contacted me, I assumed you were going to make me take my share of responsibilities. Let them use our house. But I have to put my foot down on that one. I can't allow it. I can't believe you do.
You think I'm a pushover?
Well, hang on.
You're quite right. I should stake claim on my own house.
It is your house.
I'd just rather I know where he is. I'd rather not be left alone. I'm useless at it.
Helen begins to cry.
Let's just go, shall we? I don't think either of us are feeling any better about anything staying here. You've been bored witless. I've been insulted. I'll get the check and we can just go our separate ways.
No, Frank. I really think I could muster up one night of casual sex with you. I'm certain of it. There's plenty of men I could pretend you are. Let's just do it. Sodom.
It's a kind offer, but my melancholy usually manifests itself with some niche porn and a leftover baked potato. I know where I am with that.
Please, just let me come back with you. It's just for tonight.
No. Laura will be back early. She might even be back tonight.
But I locked them in. They're stuck there. I took their phones. I locked all the windows. There's no landline. They've got no access. I even smashed his laptop.
But why did you do that?
I wanted to. I bought the thing. I bought everything. Here, look. This is his phone. He doesn't even try and hide it from me. He wants me to know. I mean, he kisses her in front of me.
No, I can't.
Look at them, look at what they're doing. Does she do things like that with you? I mean, he's never gone down on me.
Stop it! But that's her business. It's her life. Go! Go home!
Helen takes a moment to look through the photos again.
I won't have a home by now, Frank. It won't be there anymore.
That is your home. Just because they're in there together doesn't make it any less your property. You own it. Throw them out. Have some respect.
No, it really won't be there anymore. It will all be burned to a crisp. There won't be anything left. All my beautiful furniture will be ruined, just ash and debris. In the teeth of two selfish wankers.
What are you saying? You haven't hurt them, have you?
Quite frankly, Frank, I've had enough. I'm mortified. I am humiliated every day. He's too young. I know that. I know he knows. And I know he's more attracted to my ensuite than he ever was to me. It's my fault. I've never been able to play it cool. If I want something, I'm desperate for it. And then I'm desperate to keep it. I corner it, badger it, but it always fights back. It bites and tears, almost kills itself to get away until I give in and say, do what you want, do whatever you want, when you want, take whatever you want, as long as you stay. Because I can't live with just me. The earlier ones, they meant nothing. I could tell. They were rough and distasteful. He was just showing the place off. But then they started to look like Laura. And then it was Laura. How can I compete with Laura? What the fucking hell was she doing marrying you? Of course she was going to cheat. Look at you. You could have done more. You could have tried harder. Why couldn't you lock her in? Keep her away.
Well, you said yourself you can't keep people like Laura and Scott locked in.
He always called me mum in front of them. He puts her knickers in the basket for me to wash. Ha! How's that for bleak and surreal? I'm not sorry for what I've done.
Frank gets his phone and begins to dial.
Don't call for help yet. Don't diddle your day out of pudding.
I have to. They'll think we're in it together.
Oh, I'll tell them the truth. But I want my pudding.
Perhaps there's already an ambulance there. Do you have any missed calls?
I have a big house, but no neighbours. Nothing for 3 miles.
Maybe they'll have found somewhere to hide.
No, they wouldn't have been able to do that.
Why? Helen, why?
I didn't go to the Old Bell before I met you tonight. I don't drink red wine.